Well, hello, welcome. I'm glad that you're with us as we continue our chronological read through of the Bible. We've begun working our way through the book of Proverbs. We're going to continue along with that now today. There was little or no formal education for the children of Israel during the Old Testament times. So it fell to the fathers to teach their children, well, really to teach the whole household about the ways of the Lord. In this way, all of Israel came to understand that, well, the special calling they had from God as his people to know and understand the saving love God had for them and all creation, and also to know his promises to redeem them. And therefore, they could eagerly anticipate the coming of the Savior. In this way, also, godly parents would warn their children about the dangers of temptations and the temporal and eternal consequences of falling into wickedness. We continue today with more of these addresses to the Son, is what they are called in the book of Proverbs. The first 9 verses of chapter 4 expound on the value of wisdom, specifically divine wisdom. We're told to listen to God's instruction, to cling to it, to obey it. We're cautioned that we shouldn't abandon God's instruction, but that we should cherish it. And then, of course, wisdom will reward us. The next 10 verses teach the difference between wicked and righteous people, emphasizing the need to follow the wisdom that we are being taught in our youth and to avoid the path of the wicked. Better yet, turn away from it and to never set foot on it. We're reminded that the way of the wicked is like darkness, where you stumble and fall over things that you don't even know are there. But the way of the righteous is light, where we see clearly. Verses 20 to 27 of chapter 4 encourage us to hold tight to the wisdom that we're taught, to guide our hearts, to control our tongue, and to keep our eyes focused straight ahead. In other words, on God, or now we would on Jesus. Chapter 5 admonishes us to avoid adultery and encourages us, really commands us, to be satisfied with the spouse of our youth, faithful in our marriage, and to cherish the intimate companionship that it brings to us, reminding us that God's eyes are always on us, and we will become, well, tangled in the cords of our own sin when we stray. And you have to love the frankness of this, because when we stray, because of our own stupidity. There's a way with words there, I guess it seems. The first 5 verses of chapter 6 lay out advice for dealing with our neighbor. We're advised not to guarantee the debts of others or to take on an undefined risk in our eagerness to obtain wealth. And if we find that we are in such a situation, we're to work diligently to extract ourselves from it before it becomes our ruin, or worse yet, a thorn that drives us from God. The next 6 verses explain that wisdom is not compatible with laziness, but rather wisdom is industrious. Laziness eventually begets poverty and need. And dishonesty? Well, that leads to disaster, as we're told in verses 12 to 15. A dishonest person spreads conflict as he promotes and enriches himself at the expense of others. Indeed, the end of such a person comes quickly, even if only on the last day. We're next told of 7 things that are detestable to God, things that God hates: arrogant eyes, lying tongues, hands that shed innocent blood, hearts intent on wickedness, feet that are quick to do evil, false witnesses, and one who breeds conflicts. Well, as always, I pray that our time together is helping you to learn, to grow. I look forward to gathering again together with you tomorrow.